Welcome back to Frontside Press, where I'm just going to finish my dinner. So Jeff can talk.
Am I moving? I look frozen.
Maybe if you get out of your mother's basement.
Mother-in-law's basement. Thank you very much. What the hell? I'm like, look, I'm doing a hands up, don't shoot. Well, so, Mike was supposed to take the lead, but he's busy stuffing his face. I'm supposed to talk, but I'm frozen. New Year, same show.
We have toast.
So yes.
All right. I'm going to give you one more bite.
Studio. What?
I'm going to give you one more bite to get your beverage of choice and get ready, and we'll do the toast and start rocking this.
One more bite. Get your beverage of your choice.
One more bite.
You get your pasta Alfredo of your choice.
This is so freaking good.
She's a great cook. It smells delicious.
Unbelievable.
Now, I agree. It is unbelievable.
All right, here's your toast. What happened? All right, one more bite.
Oh, I've seen monkey shit fights at the zoo more organized than this.
Hey. All right. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
As we start to rebuild the whole Frontside Press show.
We're starting off great.
Here's the toast. Ready? Everybody ready? May all your troubles during the coming year be as short as your New Year's resolution.
That's perfect.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with my connection.
We can hear you drinking the whole time.
Yeah, you can hear me. The microphone's great, but the camera's not very good. That's all right. Yeah, obviously I'm not in the studio this week. I'm on vacation in the Great Smoky Mountains, and I am literally in the basement of my in-laws' home in the middle of nowhere. So I'm surprised you can see or hear anything that I'm doing.
Well, we know this. We know that we can do it now. We just have to have a good connection.
I can't get on the show.
Yeah, I mean the show must go on. That's what's great about this format is you can do them no matter where you are.
Wow, that's so good.
I'm surprised my picture's not working though. We have actually pretty good internet, even though we're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
We bumped up. We got 1,000. Was it 1,000? We got 1 gig of friggin' speed or whatever.
Nice. I have no idea what do you think they call it in the Smoky Mountains? One goog?
one
gag.
1 gigabyte.
1 gag. We got 1 raccoon.
All right, so you need to get on that. You can't do it on your toy. I mean, on your phone. All right, hold on. So, what are we talking about tonight?
You need to look for the 6 people that are watching.
I got it.
And see what they have to say.
6 people that are, is that it?
Yep.
You see the comments?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Kathy is on.
Barella.
Nezzy's on.
Cat. Nezzy from California Stan.
Ed Adamski.
What up, Ed? So I'm going to be Jeff.
All right.
What happened? Oh, there's the comments.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Atta girl, you're on it.
She is. Awesome.
Is this on YouTube tonight too? All right, cool. Make sure you like and subscribe and share to Musings with MGL. I got to get over 1,000 subs so I can start getting some of that sweet YouTube ad revenue.
Victor
What up?
Victor's on. Hey, he says, what is the new community standards button? Where is that?
What?
Was he trying to report us?
Community standards button.
He wants to know what that is.
I don't see it. I don't know what it is.
Better not be on ours.
I think he's trying to report.
We have very low standards, if any at all.
On the chat right above my text box. I don't see anything above your text box, Victor.
I have no idea. Hey, before we get started, did you hear that YouTube's going to try and start telling people they can't cuss in their videos?
Oh, really?
That's bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit. I agree.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
We'll be able to
Now
have our own
they're
Well, I'm gonna keep tabs on
they're
that.
investigating. They're investigating changing their policy to not allow cussing in their videos.
Isn't that when they say, like, is this kid friendly or not?
Right. There's on there where you mark yes, it's made for kids, or no, it's not. So they already have that.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know why. But it's all about, it's all about controlling speech. We know how that goes.
So because it's run by a bunch of woke idiots.
Something tells me the conservatives that use the F word will get demonetized and banned, and the liberals who use the F word will not get demonetized and banned, if I had to guess.
Well, because it's free speech when they do it. Because we wouldn't want to trigger them. Oh.
So what do you want to talk about?
Very happy right now.
Well, it was a good meal.
Yeah, why is that?
Twice. Yeah. I came up and ate like a little one, and then you guys weren't on. I'm like, screw this, I'm going back down.
That's what she said.
Banned. Oh, that's horrible.
No.
So, do we have anything to talk about tonight?
I'm asking you what you want to talk about. I said you were going to take the lead. I'm on vacation, man. You're lucky I'm logging in. I spent
want to talk about
9 hours driving in a car going through Atlanta. This is my relaxation.
I want to talk about shooting. I'll tell you what we've been going through for the last 2 weeks. We're actually
I did go through Atlanta, so we could definitely talk about shooting.
What's that?
I said I did just go through Atlanta, so we could probably talk about shooting.
There you go. I'm sure you saw some. I'm going to put the X-Men glasses on. So listen to me. Are you listening to me? Your son has $300 sunglasses from his...
Your head looks more like Professor X, but go ahead.
So, if you want to learn how to shoot better, listen to what I'm about to say. Okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is perception versus reality. What you perceive you're doing compared to the reality of what you're actually doing. All right? So, like, the biggest problem with teaching people is that you can't see what they see. You can't think what they think. You can tell them what they're doing wrong by what you see on the target or what you see their hands doing or their head doing or something like that. But I can't rip off the back of someone's head and stick my head inside theirs and look through their eyes to see what they're actually doing.
Ew.
Are you going to be like that the whole show?
Yes.
All right, just checking. It's bad when only one of us is drinking. So I'm gonna use their lesson from last week. All right. So what happened is we have Julie, Dana, Lana out there, right, taking a lesson together, right? All three of them like different skill levels, different experience levels, just different in general. And we really can't pick on Lana because she's left-handed and she's shooting right-handed, one-handed because I don't know, she dropped a motorcycle on her finger or something, right, and ripped the tip off, so she can't use her left hand. So she's doing everything from a left-handed holster, one-handed, which is totally badass. But it's not the same as what we're trying to do. So we have a big thing about focusing on your front sight, calling your shots, seeing if the front sight is moving before the shot breaks, and then we go out there and they just screw it all up. So like I'm glad you got all this out of that lecture I just gave you. So what I did is I pulled them down and I put like Julie and Dana all right behind Lana, looking over her shoulder at the front sight. So they didn't have to worry about recoil. They didn't have to worry about trigger, right? They just had to focus on the front sight. And within the first couple shots, the two of them got it right away. They're like, all right, I can see it move right before the shot breaks. So now I know what you're talking about. All right. So would it be fair to say that you were shooting like shit that day?
Oh, yes.
Right. That'd be
no question about it.
All right. Because I don't want them to think that I'm bullying you.
Nope,
okay.
nope.
So.
Oh, you would never bully me.
No, I would never do that.
Oh, yes, he does all the time.
So what happened is Julie's having a bad day. Her group's like at 5 yards, like this friggin' big. And then after that, she goes back and starts just shooting dead center right in the same hole. Right. So seeing that front sight move, okay, before you shoot, just like dialed you right in on focus. Because like most of this story I'm going to give you guys is actually about Dana.
Oh,
what?
Kenny Johns is on. Lana is watching, and JB is watching.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
Well, you guys got to comment so we can see.
Yeah, they haven't said anything.
And you got to subscribe to Musings with MGL.
And you got to subscribe to Musings with MGL.
Absolutely.
You know, not like you just didn't hear him say that. All right.
Well, I'm going to keep saying it until I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Well, we're trying to get you to 1,000 subscribers.
I know. That's why you got to keep saying it. Go ahead. Continue with your story.
So here's what happened.
He's on. Sorry.
Pablo
says, "Good evening, everyone." JB says, "Comment." Love her.
So here's what happens. All right. So like for the last 5 months, I've been working with Dana because she shoots an extremely tight group. It's a ½ inch to the left. And I keep trying to explain to her, this is what's one of these things is going wrong. Okay, well, I'm doing what you tell me to do, but she just keeps doing the same thing for 5 months, right? And shooting in the same spot. So now what happens is she's focusing on that front sight.
I'm gonna go let him out.
All right, can you fill this up with the water for me?
Yes.
So she's focusing on the front sight. And what we do is when we shoot out there, we shoot at targets that are stickers the size of a dime. All right, we put them on a paper plate like that. So her first shot with focusing on the front sight that hard, okay, like center punch the sticker. It might have been like 2 millimeters off center low, but it was almost a dead center shot. Her next shot was in the same hole. It was so in the same hole that I thought she missed everything. Like it was still a 9 millimeter hole. It was basically 2 almost dead center shots in the same hole. It was amazing. Right? I never felt so happy and so friggin' angry all at the same time. Because I just wanted to choke the hell out of her because we've been doing this for 5 months. Right? Now, the thing with Dana is this. She like goes around and shoots at like all the like women's nights. So she goes out, she shoots whatever, right? And she'll probably shoot like 150, 200 rounds, you know, a night. She does it like three times a week. So after the lesson, I didn't have another lesson. So the four of us just sat around, you know, just hung out and just talked a little bit, talked about what we did and stuff like that for about a half hour. So I talked to her later and she said she was very happy that we sat around and talked for a half hour. I said, yeah, it's always good to be able to hang out. And she's like, no, I was so mentally fatigued that I don't think I could have drove home. So that is one of the things that everybody's missing. Like the three of them were all mush. Like what? Julie went downstairs to take you out. What are you doing back up here? So, excuse me. So the thing is that, like when she was talking to me, she explained to me that everybody says they're focusing on their front sight, but they're just looking at their front sight. So that's the difference. Like if you want to be a great shot, you have to be laser locked onto that front sight. What most people I train, they get away with is that they get good and then they're just satisfied with it. So even when they screw up, it's still a pretty good shot, and they just deal with that. You know what I mean? They just live with that. Staying on that front sight with laser lock focus will take you to the next level. And then once you start doing the precision, your speed will follow, and you'll notice that you have more margin for error because you have a better grasp of that front sight. And that's what we did. And that's what the difference is. Am I by myself? Is anybody there?
I'm just listening to the tutorial.
So that's been the thing for the last 2 weeks, is trying to get everybody to understand how hard you have to focus. Thank you. Right? In order to be like what I explain to people is, in order to get world-class results, you got to put in world-class effort, because you can't put in half-ass effort and expect to get those results, because it's not going to happen. Right? And the second you're shooting great and you relax and you take a crappy shot, even if it's just a pretty good shot, not a crappy shot, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb.
Karen G. Foreman's watching.
What?
Yeah. So Victor says, so the focus made her so tired.
Yes.
Yep.
It'll make you mentally fatigued. Like when I do lessons, when I start people off with lessons, right? They're like, how many rounds should I bring? Like 300? I'm like, if you go through 25, I'll be surprised. That's it? Because by the time they get to 25, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, they're not conditioned enough to focus and to hold the gun, and they get physical and mentally fatigued. Right? And it's like that. In order to shoot at that level, like my buddy Tim, right? Mm-hmm. Like he's like a super genius, right? I told him I couldn't wait for him to come in because I want to play with his brain and see what I can get him to do. Now this guy is like, you know, he thinks at like friggin' light speed all day long, and what he does for a living. And today, after 50 rounds, he's like, I'm really tired right now. I'm like, I told you, I go, if you're doing it right, you're going to wear yourself out, because it takes a lot to focus that hard for that long.
So Lana says, it does make a big difference. Joe Johnson says, good enough means could be better, means should be better. And then JB says, it works. Absolutely.
Like, I'm telling you, like you're going to see a big difference, because like once you see it, doesn't mean you're going to do it the correct way every time. But once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. So you start seeing that front sight, you start seeing that little bit of movement. Like if you use any leverage, if you tighten up your hand, whatever the case. Like there's all your comments.
Yeah, we're bigger there. It's good.
So, like we're really gonna start drilling that home. Like what I got to learn is perception versus reality. Like what they perceive, they think they're doing, compared to what they're actually doing, so I can fix it if they're not doing it right. Did he go out?
No.
He
went downstairs, but nobody let him out.
Oh.
Gabbo's in bed, I think, and I don't know where Mafia is, probably upstairs.
Where's he?
Nobody downstairs.
Where's he?
Oh.
He's stuck between the light stand.
At least he didn't fall over.
There you go. So he didn't break the fan.
Yeah. I gotta buy you a new fan.
You don't.
That's what happens when you drink that stuff.
So that's what's been going on with us with training and teaching and stuff like that.
Okay, Victor says, do you find it harder over time as an instructor to take your eyes off and into their situations? I don't know what he means.
Where is it?
There it is. Yep. And okay. Nezzy says, I concur. You have been drilling this into my head from day one. Take a crap shot, clear the gun, a dry fire 5 times. Sooner or later, you'll get sick of it and do it right, especially if McGowan's yelling at you.
Victor, what do you mean by like harder over time as an instructor to take your eyes on and into what did it say? I'm not paying for that.
Nobody's
charging
paying,
her.
Nobody's paying.
You
for
fucking
that.
You
know
pay that
better.
forever. Every time they play that, you got to pay that forever.
No.
There's no inboard recording of me saying it, so I don't have to worry about
Hold on. I'm just waiting for Victor to.
it. I can always dip
I
that.
think we're good.
You could drop that every time.
Like how Mike has to look at it from their perspective all the time.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like looking at it from their perspective. All right, like you gotta know people. Like you know your students. You gotta know what's wrong with them. Like if they have a bad back, obviously if they have a bad back, you can't make them stand forward. You know, if they have bad knees, if they have bad hands, you know, stuff like that. You gotta look at it like that. As far as everything else goes, it's why aren't you doing it right? You know what I mean? Like I break all the friggin' rules they tell you about instructing and teaching and stuff like that because I think it's all bullshit. Excuse me, because they say, whatever you do, don't use negatives. Don't say no. Don't say don't. Like, no.
Just stab them.
Right? Yeah, don't
do that.
I'm probably sure that somewhere in there says don't stab people. Like, we're breaking that rule.
Just go every time they do something wrong.
Yeah, it's you gotta know your students, so you gotta understand what's going on in their head, right? So like I have students that come in and I'm just like, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna take a deep breath and you're gonna forget all that stupid shit that's going on outside, right? And don't bring it into my hour because I don't want to deal with it. And they're always like, you're right. I'm like, it's very obvious when somebody's like thinking about something else instead of what they're doing. Like, I got the two brothers that come in, okay? They're like, I can never remember what they are, like 14 and 15.
Oh yeah, the kids, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who names will remain nameless.
Yes.
Right? But what I do is I got them competing against each other every week. I'm sorry, they're not competing. What I explained to them is it's just for personal growth.
Oh, yeah.
We only keep score for personal growth. It's not a competition. Like when I was going out today, my mother like, you're better off just doing more of that personal growth stuff. Right? So what happens is the younger one doesn't put in the effort he should be putting into, right? Unless he's under pressure.
Oh,
Like he's a money player.
Yeah.
Like he's a money player. If they're doing stuff for personal growth, the second he starts losing, and his brother said that tonight, he goes, second he starts losing, he starts trying harder. And I'm like, he's like, that's not true. And I'm thinking, sure the hell is.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, I tried to explain to him that you're not putting the effort in that you're supposed to, because when you're doing something fast under stress, multiple times I've watched you shoot in the same hole. But when you're warming up, you're lucky to hit the target. Like, how is that? Like, you know it's not good. I know. I didn't look at the front sight, you know, like that. But the second you put them under stress, boom. So the effort, you know, you got to understand, like, the effort, we come back to effort. So, like, Julie Bales, Joey got a friggin' lecture because she said this to me. She was shooting steel plates, and she missed, and she came back, tried to pick it up and missed. So she knows she was getting low on ammo. So she slowed down, took the shot, and then she looked at me and goes, yeah, when I realized I was getting low on ammo, I really focused on that shot. And I'm like, you're friggin' kidding me, right? Like, are you really going to say that to me right now after I just gave you a 15-minute lecture on how to focus as hard as you can? And she was like, I'm like, no, there's no Like, well, I'm like, no, you should be focusing that hard on every friggin' shot. And then the next time she ran the plate rack, it was ding, 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 ding. Right? And then it was like, oh, it hurts so much when I'm right all the time.
So Victor says part of personal growth is beating your brothers at things.
Yep.
Always got to beat your brother or your sister.
Like, I can't let them know that I'm purposely putting them against each other to make them succeed and go farther and faster, you know? Because that would be mean of me as an instructor to do that, So I'm not. It's just all about personal growth. I'm glad I don't drink like the bourbon that fast. So, what else is going on? Anything?
Well, I got a question for you.
All right.
What do you do for the person who buys a brand new Glock and the sights are wrong right out the box and he's always shooting low to the left?
All Glocks shoot to the left.
That's my
Haven't
point.
we heard that before?
Like, how are you yelling and going and stabbing your people when it's clearly the firearm sights that are messing up their shooting?
Obviously, the sights are off. It's always the sights.
So what did you do? Take the big hammer?
This is my point. So how do you fix that? Do you let them go buy a whole nother gun?
It's like people say that. Well, all Glocks shoot to the left, and it's like
only right-handed people.
Yeah, I guess left-handed people just don't miss, but
no, they shoot to the right.
Like, what a-hole thinks that that's an actuality? Like, who thinks that these guys couldn't get? I guess I'm being too loud. The studio door has been closed.
Are you scaring the dog? I hear.
No, he's trying to sleep. He's in bed.
Oh, okay.
So, like, my saying to that is always like, do you think there's like 12 guys in lab coats in Austria standing around a table? They all got clipboards and they're looking at like a G19 and they're going like, yep, they all shoot to the left. And then they look up and they're all like, yep, nothing we can do about it. Pack them up, ship them. Like, what kind of friggin' moron thinks that's true?
We have a couple comments. JB.
Thank you. Yeah, we can run that. Hold on one second.
Okay. JB says, hand the gun to Mike and have him shoot it. Also, she says the heart attack BS is so hard to take. Which you always rub the left.
Well, I used to do it. I used to go, oh, they're like, oh, it just hurts so much to be right. Oh, it like manifests here. But people thought I was having a heart attack, so I had to switch to this side. My favorite one is Dr. Art. Like, he shoots, pulls the target back in. He's center punching the target now. And I go, oh. And he goes, you all right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it hurts all the time when I'm right. I'm like, you're a doctor. Can you write a script for that? And he goes, I can write a script so you're not an asshole all the time. That was my favorite one.
I love him. Joe Johnson says, you let Mike shoot it to see if that's the problem. Then he's LOL. And Geneva Jen is on. Hey, Geneva. All right.
All right, so we'll play the sight video because I love that video.
There we go.
So crank it up. My buddy Matt used to work with me, and he came in. He's like, "Why do you get pissed off when people come up and want you to move your sights? Their sights." Because their sights aren't off, right? He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "They just suck." So right after that, a guy comes out and he's like, "Hey, do you guys work on sights?" And I go, "Why? Because you're shooting low and to the left?" He goes, "Yeah." And they all say the same thing. They go, "Do you have a lot of problem with these guns doing that?" And I go, "No, I have a lot of problem with people don't know how to freaking shoot, wanting me to move their sights." And I go, "Follow me." So we go up. Right, this is what I do. I take the gun. I go, "You mind if I shoot it so I can see where it's hitting?" No, I was like, "No, go right ahead." So I take it and I hold my pinky there and put the mag into my pinky. And then I rack it so it doesn't, and then I click the mag in. And then I give it the whole. Then I go, "I'll tell you what, why don't you shoot it first so I can see where it's hitting?" So then I give it to them. And they go like this. Every freaking time. They're like, "Huh!" Like that. And I go, "And that's why you're missing." And then they all say the same freaking thing. They go, "What, because it didn't fire?" "Yeah, that's why you're missing." I go, "You didn't notice that you flinched?" "Oh, did I flinch?" "Flinch! I almost had to grab your feet because I thought you were going over the counter." Right? So Matt's like, I got it. So let me tell you the rest of that story. All right. So what happens is, not like 10 minutes later, a guy comes out and he's like, "Do you guys work on sites?" Right? And Matt goes, "Yeah." Is the shooting low to the left? The guy's like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Yeah, I can fix it." And I look at him, and I'm thinking like, what the hell is going on? Right? And what happens is he goes, "Don't worry, I got this." I'm like, "All right." So he goes in the back room and there's the gunsmithing room or whatever, and there's a vise back there. So he's got this big ass ball peen hammer, and he's wailing on the vise. Kabang, 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 kabang. And the guy's looking at me, and I'm like, he's like, kabang, 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 kabang. And the guy's getting all nervous. Then he comes out, and he's got this cardboard sight taped to the back of the gun. And it's like 4 inches tall. And the guy goes, what's that? He goes, what will happen now is when you go to shoot, your gun will be lined up like this. And then when you flinch, it'll bring it down into the middle and you'll be good to go. And I wanted to cry right there because that was absolutely perfect.
So Joe Johnson says, that's freaking great. Victor says, the teacup and saucers was a nice touch in that video.
Yep.
LOL.
That was that, like doing anything with friggin' Wick.
It's hilarious.
It's fun.
It's great. He's amazing.
Yeah. What else we got?
We have some classes coming up in January, maybe the end of the month. Anything?
So what else do we got?
Oh, okay.
Like, do we have any dates for classes?
The last 3 Sundays of the month. We can do something.
Do we have any classes booked for the last 3 Sundays of the month?
No, that's your fault.
It's like me trying to ask questions to Jeff this whole show, and he's just sitting there drinking with his ski hat on.
He's having a good time.
Is it cold in the basement? He's not even there anymore. He's still muted. He went to the bathroom.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
What were you doing? Going to the bathroom? Or you fall asleep?
No, I was composing the copyright disclosure that we did not steal that concept from any Marvel or Ant-Man or Disney products whatsoever. I don't want anybody suing us for copying their
copying what?
bit. I've already told you this before. You should go watch Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you won't have to worry about figuring that out. I sent you the YouTube video of that. But regardless, when you say the last 3 Sundays of the month, do you mean the second, third, and fourth Sunday of every month? Or do you mean the last Sunday of 3 months in a row? I don't know what that means.
January. And then
I understood what you said.
Yeah.
He's too busy trying to get me in trouble for copywriting.
Yeah.
Infringement or whatever.
In the next 3 Sundays? Why'd you say the last 3 Sundays?
One of the last 3 Sundays. We're gonna do.
I thought you said the last 3. I didn't hear the one part.
I'm staying out of this because I'm enjoying you two doing this to each other instead of doing it to me.
Yeah, we're going to do a rifle class. One of the last 3
Finally.
Sundays in. So we're going to get that up soon. As soon as I can get him on the stick.
Problem is I've got a lot of Sunday action going on this month, so just let me know far enough in advance.
It's always on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right, but this Sunday I'm in the mountains. Next Sunday I think I'm going to be at Universal Studios. The following Sunday I'm going to be in Daytona, so I'm not sure what Sunday I'm going to have in January.
What are you doing in Daytona?
Camping in the infield for the 24 hours of Rolex or
Daytona?
whatever it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's up already. I thought that was February. Wow.
Well, so the race is
February.
in February. They do the testing like the last third week in January or whatever. And the Cub Scouts, my kid is in the Cub Scouts. The Cub Scouts do a thing where you can camp in the infield and then they take you into the garage. You can meet the people. You get to walk the track. You can sign the finish line. It's this Cub Scout thing that we go to every year. It's the third weekend in January. That's the practice session for everybody. And then they do the actual 24 hours, like the first week of February or something.
Very cool.
So it is.
How is it?
It's a lot of fun. It's usually
Like
cold.
you
and
watch
rainy.
the race for 24 hours?
Yeah. The thing is yes, you're in the infield and they're running the practice cars all night long.
Wow.
So
you don't
yeah,
get
the
to
lights
sleep.
are on. The cars are running all night. It's an interesting thing. But it's kind of neat to go into the garage and meet the guys, and they're always good to the kids. Obviously, they let them come back there and they take pictures and stuff. So it's really cool. We have a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Valentine's Day. We're going to be doing the Valentine's couples thing in February. So yeah, that's coming up. Yes, we are. No, we're not.
Like, don't you think you should talk to me about these things
beforehand?
Off camera?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
We can figure it out.
I'm going to be in Vegas during Valentine's Day
Right.
for my birthday anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
Because you're old.
I will be. Coming up on
Welcome
the half
to
century.
the club.
How old, youngster?
Yep, coming up on the half century mark.
Oh my goodness, you poor
I know.
thing.
You don't even get discounts yet.
Awful. No, I can't. I can't get discounts yet. I'm in that weird thing where you're too old to enjoy the young stuff, but you don't get all the benefits of being the old person yet. It's like this transition.
I know. Like, I was so pissed off when I turned 50 that I thought I was going to be getting all this stuff. Like, oh yeah, you get like this. You can go in and eat at 3:00, and it's like half price. Like, oh, like your car insurance goes down.
Right, everything goes down. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, these discounts, like what discounts? Like, you don't get any discounts at 50. Why
Not
not?
50.
He's not old enough. I'm like, how
Right.
old do I got to be? Like, I'm feeling pretty old.
No.
Ugh. So I think we're gonna try to. Oh no, we can't. How many hours difference is it between here and Vegas?
3.
4, right? 3.
3.
So you can go from Vegas.
We'd have to do it at 5:00.
Yeah, it'd be 8:00 here, 5:00 there. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be drinking then. I mean,
still.
No.
You can figure that out. You can.
We're gonna have some classes come out.
We'll get somebody to cover.
Right. Pipe skinny.
Yeah, we definitely need him to come on. I am going to contact him tomorrow.
When is SHOT Show?
Next week. Not next week, but the week after it. So next week.
So
excuse me, next week's next week.
No, most people probably do. Like, is SHOT Show actually a really cool thing, or is it like for just bragging rights, or like some people think it's they I went to SHOT Show, but other people are like SHOT Show's away. Kind of like gun shows are these days. A lot of people still like to go to gun shows, but other people are like, fuck gun shows. I don't go to gun shows no more. They're stupid. It's all bull crap. Like a SHOT Show, do people really go there and learn stuff or find new products, or is it more just a
here's the deal, like
rubbing their head thing or something?
No, I mean that's where all the new stuff is. That's like everybody's there at SHOT to put out their new stuff. Like that's when they reveal everything. Stuff like that. It's like, here's the deal. To go there and not be in the industry and just walk around, it's kind of cool.
You can't get in.
It's overwhelming. Like, because we used to go. Like when I was in Orlando.
But yeah.
When it was Orlando, we had like a 12-person group.
Yeah.
It was me, then like the accountant, the treasurer,
like the
vice president,
the vice president.
Like,
yeah. Sure, of course.
Me and 11 of my friends,
right,
went to SHOT Show in Orlando. And we had a great time. All right, like they had a great time because they're like, walking around touching everything. You know what I mean? Because you're seeing all the new stuff before anybody else sees it. Okay, and like, but if you got to go there and work, like, because we got to go there and we got to go talk to distributors, we got to go, see these people that like Take Aim wants us to see and stuff like that. It's not the same because it's so friggin' massive, and now it's even bigger. Like now it's not only the Venetian, but it's also Caesar.
Yeah. Right.
It's so friggin' massive that you can't see, a third of it. Like you can walk up and down alleys, up and down the alleys all day long.
So we have
and just not see even close to half of it.
I printed out all of the vendors.
Yeah.
It's like 30 pages of vendors.
Yeah.
And I
In small print.
In small print. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them.
This
So
is
you have to get
the biggest SHOT Show ever.
Yeah.
Like the most amount of vendors, the most amount of, what are we called?
I don't know.
People with tickets. Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
Suppliers, vendors. Yeah.
Buyers.
You know, just look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a bunch of them.
Like it's,
Well,
it's
and now-
ridiculous.
So
You know,
I've
in a-
never been to a SHOT Show. Obviously, it's not like a Comic-Con or something where any private citizen can just buy a pass and walk around and look at the stuff. Like you have to be basically in the industry looking to buy product.
Well, it's like this. It took them 7 days to approve Julie and I.
Right.
Yeah. We had to
Right.
jump
And
through
they
a
had
bunch
our
of-
pay stubs.
Yeah. Had to jump through a bunch of hoops to be approved.
Like, so there's no more of the old days where, like, yeah, come on, you can go in, you know, say you're the take aim masseuse or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
we didn't even want to try to get Veritas tickets because they're being such, you know, what they're doing. Like, here's the deal. What they're doing is preventing a-holes like me from bringing all of you.
Yeah, from just going there for the hell of it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Videotaping
You know-
things, undercover liberal journalists trying
You
to
know, like
make
me
bad stories.
Me
or something.
messaging Victor and I'm hey Victor, what are you doing? Nothing. You want to go to SHOT Show? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Just say, you know, your take aim's accountant. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're doing, and I totally understand that. I mean, I'm a
Sure.
little, you know, little butthurt because they're stopping me from doing what I want to
Because
do.
you're one of those people,
But I
right?
understand
Yeah.
why they're doing it.
Oh my God.
80 pages? Well, I know it was front and back. Yeah, 40 pages of front and back. Yep.
It's like
Yeah, it's 80
you're
pages
not,
total.
you're not going to see that. Like here's the deal. First of all, you're not going to go through the 80 pages,
No.
right?
And I've
Never
been
mind trying to see them.
I've been highlighting stuff we want to see. It's like, oh my gosh.
You know, it's just like, oh, you know who's going to be there?
No.
Shannon the Cannon.
Oh, nice.
He's got a new company,
Cool.
Armed AF.
Is James going to be there for Pilgrim?
I'm assuming Pilgrim will be
Yeah.
there. Well, we got to call him and see
And
what's
then
up.
Global's
Global's going to be there
Yeah,
because
they're going to be there.
I think we are on the list for their party.
We are. Yeah.
Yep. Like it's cool. You know, you get to go there. That like you see, like all the big people are usually there from the companies and stuff like that. You see like who they sponsor and stuff like that. Like I was walking down one aisle, and who was it? He's a professional shooter. He's really good. I can't think of his name right now. And I was walking by, and I'm like, "Hey!" And he's like, "It's me." And I'm like, "I thought it was you." He goes, "You're right." And it, it's just cool. You know.
So
Yeah, they're there. I think Skinny went one year, and I think he saw that Hickok 45 guy was there, and the who's there's the one guy, the Tonto guy or whatever from the Benghazi thing, the 13-hour thing. That one of the guys from that thing was Chris something or whatever they call him, Tonto. He's one of the characters from there. He was there signing books and stuff. So yeah, I imagine they bring in. Oh, and it was and also the Gunny guy. Remember the old guy?
Yeah, we used to have like
whatever his name
we
is.
used to get tickets to have breakfast with him.
Because he was
They'd
the
be
clock.
walk around, sit down with you, have
Cool.
breakfast, and they might get take a picture of them, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Victor
because I think he was a
said,
clock spokesman towards the end there.
Are you allowed?
So it sounds
to
like a
take
lot of fun, but yeah, it's not open to the general public, obviously. So you got to know somebody who knows somebody and be legit.
You gotta be legit.
All right. So Victor says, "Are you allowed to take person CCW into shots show?" No, absolutely not.
No.
Or is there no firearms? No firearms in there.
No
And
firearms,
then-
no ammunition, no firearms,
No, nothing.
nothing.
Joe Johnson says, "Get me in. I'll identify as your emotional support human." I don't think it's
I
going
know, right?
Like we were doing shit like that, and then like
They shut us down because of you.
Yeah, like here's the deal. I'm why we can't have nice things. Like
Always.
my buddy Kevin, he lived out there and like went out there one year and Mafi had gone that year.
Oh.
And then she went home halfway through.
Yeah.
Right. And I took her badge and I just had him like show it.
He was now Mafi.
Just put his fingers over the name and be like on it. You know, and that's why we can't have nice things.
It'll be fun.
You know.
When I was in a previous life, while I was going to law school, I was a bartender, and they do a similar thing out there for hospitality industries. Like the bar industry would have like a thing every year, and they show you the latest pina colada machines and different types of alcohol or whatever. And that's what we would do. The owner would be like, "Who wants to go?" And like every bouncer would come. They'd bring their wives and their girlfriends, and every hostess that worked there or whatever. And like 50 of us would go to Vegas and wander around there. They weren't going to buy anything or do anything, but that place was cool because they would give out samples of everything. Obviously, they don't, they can't give out samples of the new vodka at the SHOT Show, but yeah,
yes, you can.
The samples of the drinks and samples of the machines, and it was actually a lot of fun. We went like 4 or 5 years in a row. That was pretty cool. SHOT Show will be fun too.
There's always parties there, and they always have drinks.
Yeah, but like on the floor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, you know who's famous for that is who was it? I think it's Blackhawk.
Alec Baldwin? No, wait, that's not
Baldwin. It's not like
he might be a SHOT Show this year.
The Venetian shooting.
Is that where that was? I was trying to remember. That's the hotel where that took place at?
What?
The Venetian?
The SHOT Show, yeah.
No, the Vegas shooting where the guy killed all those people. What hotel was? Trying to remember what hotel that was.
No, that was
doesn't matter.
I can't remember. I can't remember what
they had the SHOT Show that year. I bet you they did.
Yeah, they probably had SHOT Show.
Always have SHOT Show.
You know what I mean? Like,
I guess they wouldn't have had it during COVID.
Yeah, they didn't have it during COVID, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, Vegas just lifted the mask restrictions like 6 months ago or something, didn't they?
What's that?
It's like Vegas just lifted their mask restrictions like 6 months ago or something. They were latecomers to that shit.
Freaking crybabies.
Now they got the guys on the street clicking the cards for their prostitutes, but you could better have a mask on while you're walking down the fucking road.
Right. He owes like $40. We can retire.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not in studio anymore, so there's no way to collect it. Put it on my tab.
We'll run a tab sooner or later. You're gonna be next to that belt.
We know where you are.
And the can's coming out.
We'll donate it all to the Heart Attack Football Players Toy Fund.
He's doing well.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he woke up. He's writing things to people. He's intubated still, but he's doing very well.
Yeah.
Getting better. I mean, he's not out of the woods, but he's doing a lot better.
You know what are the odds that happens?
Man, they hit him right in
This
the
is
chest.
apparently the only time it's ever happened in the history of the NFL, so they're pretty high odds.
That happens all freaking year long. That's people get hit. That's how they tell you to hit people.
Yeah.
Right? Front of the helmet, face mask,
all
the
he did was
chest.
tackle him, and he just got a helmet in the chest at the exact time his heart was beating. I guess apparently it's happened before. It hasn't happened live on NFL, but it's happened in other games and stuff like that. No, apparently the first thing he wrote down on the pad was he asked who won the game on Monday.
Yep. Yeah. Who won? Did we win?
Yeah.
Yes, you won the life.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
So the guy
they didn't finish the game, right?
said that
No, they're not going to do the game. They're done.
the doctor said that not only are the lights on, but that means we know he's home. So apparently he's got he's going to have all his faculties back. Yeah, he can't. He's still intubated, I think, so he can't speak. But he's writing, apparently conscious, holding people's hands and stuff. So hopefully he'll be all right.
Good.
I was watching that live. That was a freak thing.
I know. Like I watch it over and over and over again to try to figure out, and it's just like bang, tackle, boom, stands up, hey, done.
Over. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I had seen the play, and then everybody stood up, and then they switched camera to like somebody else because the play was basically over. And then when they switched back 30 seconds later, everybody was crowding around and freaking out. And I was like, well, nobody got hit during that would cause a thing. So we didn't know. Betsy and I didn't know what happened. And then finally they showed the replay, and we were like, well, yeah. because they panned away because everybody stood up and was fine, and then the guy just straight down. You never know. It's freaky.
He was standing for like 2 seconds, everything's fine, and then boom.
Fell right over. Yeah.
Freaky.
So what else is going on?
Ooh.
Any new laws, anything like that?
Yeah, nothing of importance. There's some. I think next week we're going to try and have Cindy back on. We're supposed to do lawyers. Well, now you have a lawyer every week. Sucks for you, but now you have the lawyer every week. But we're still going to do both lawyers on the first Thursday. She's on vacation, so we'll see if we can bump her to next week, because there was an interesting ruling out of the state of New York where a Supreme Court judge out there declared the red flag law is unconstitutional. So that's created quite a bit of stir. So I'm going to have her read through that case, do some research on it. She can bring everybody up to speed next week. It doesn't mean anything for anybody else. It's one judge in one state, so it doesn't change anything here in Florida, but maybe it'll be the first step to rolling it down the appellate line.
Well, every time you do something like that, you trigger those people.
We're at 9:04.
Yeah. Other than that, that's about it.
All right. So you and Cindy next week.
Wrap it up. Yeah, we'll talk to Cindy. We'll tune in next week. Cindy will be on here. We'll talk about that case. We'll find some other stuff between now and then. As always, we're still getting the show kind of in line. Now that the year's over and people's vacations are ending, so we can start turning the shit show into a professional shit show. Damn. No, next week will be all three of us.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, Mike's. It's always going to be. No. Yeah, no, it's always going to be me and Mike. And then
Cindy's supposed to be on tonight.
Yeah.
Which meant to me, you're not supposed to be on.
No. It's always the Mike and Jeff and Julie show, and then everybody else will be just our honored guest.
All right. So we got to.
Except when you don't show up because you're sick or at a Christmas party or eating dinner. Other than that.
I mean, hey, I was really sick and still did the show.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. I gave you props for being here that night.
So now I'm getting harassed. What, I had a little dinner. They hadn't eaten in 12 hours.
It's good though. Smell delicious.
It's really good.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
So Victor grew up in the Bronx. Ooh, he should be ready to go, right?
There you go.
That's rough.
Derek Johnson. Well, move to Florida, to the Gunshine State.
He was here.
No. We got some. We got some down here.
That's Snook's Joe.
Oh, okay.
He moved.
Come back down here. Who the hell wants to live in New York? Anyway.
So I got a new flag. Lana ordered it for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right there.
The Disney flag. Is that what it is?
If I wanted to know what it was, I would have said it. She's just horrible.
I know.
No more.
No. Well, guess what? There's nothing left.
You better not put no Disney flag. We'll get double copyrighted.
Nope. Nope. It's not that.
No.
It's not that.
Awesome. All right, look, having a proper backdrop for your studio.
Tune in.
It'll be a proper backstop. And then we got a bunch of stuff to hang up anyways. We can move the table around. We can clean out all the mess.
Got to get an intern in here to kind of move.
Yeah, we're working on it. I'm gonna have. I think Mark's gonna come to my house and mess around with my studio a little bit too. Try and get a little bit better lighting, some maybe better camera or something. So we're gonna
hold your breath on that. Let me know when that happens.
Hey,
unless you're paying him.
I'm always around. Well, I am paying everybody.
He was supposed to come over here 3 times. Bradley was supposed to come over. Like everybody's supposed to come over and figure out how to work some lights in here so we don't got this, but.
Not too bad, but we do need to move a little path so I don't trip on stuff.
Should be. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Should be here before the next show.
All right, cool.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Next show, next Thursday.
Next Thursday, 8-ish. We'll be talking about the fishes.
Yep.
Don't forget, don't miss that show.
No,
it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we do have a show next week, right, Cindy?
Yeah, we have a show next week. We have a plan.
All right.
Yep. Yep, there'll be 4 of us here next week. Three
All right.
3 quadrants, though, but 4 people. So, yeah, tune in next Thursday, 8-ish, every Thursday at 8-ish. Like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, etc. Enjoy your vacation.
You douche.
Yeah, get them to start writing us checks. And then
All
they
right,
can advertise
take
all
us
they
out.
want.
Peace.
Bye, guys.